Testosterone is lower today, age per age, than it was in the past. I can't speak to that exact statistic, but I can tell you that a 30-year-old man today has the average 30-year-old man today has the same testosterone as the average 50-year-old did prior to about 2000. So it's certainly that statistic is plausible, which is a little more extreme given that it's a longer period of time. And I think probably the best explanation, honestly, has to do with body weight. And it's not body weight, it's fat mass. It's most likely, the most obvious candidate is body weight, right? So as body weight and body fat go up, men tend to aromatize more testosterone. So they turn testosterone into estrogen more. And as you do that, two things are happening. One is you're obviously siphoning off your testosterone, but estrogen also then increases the level of a protein called sex hormone binding globulin. That binds most of your testosterone, so that really the only testosterone that is having its effect is the unbound part of that. So if you have a pool of 100 units of testosterone, somewhere between 97 and 98 of them get stuck to this binding globulin and another one called albumin. And the only thing that matters is the 2 or 3 that are not bound. So as you make more of that binding globulin and deplete your testosterone because you're making more estrogen, all those things are going to drive to kind of a lower testosterone level. And I think that that is probably the most likely explanation for what's happened over the past 50 years, which is not to say there aren't other things that could be doing it. If I were going to point to a second thing, I would probably point to the erosion of sleep, quality sleep, because we make these hormones when we sleep. So if you're not getting high quality deep sleep, your brain, pituitary in particular, isn't making the hormones that tell testes to make more testosterone. So there's no clear diagnosis. It's not like how do you diagnose high blood pressure or how do you diagnose diabetes, where it's very clear and it's black and white. And those things tend to be black and white because you use signs. Signs are objective things you measure. Symptoms are not. Symptoms are subjective. So in that sense, we have to look at the signs, which are the numbers. So the lower the testosterone level, the more likely you would say that a person is risk of being what we call hypogonadal. That's just the technical name for low T, is hypogonadal. And so what are the symptoms, right? So in a guy, the most common symptoms would be low libido, low sex drive, low energy, low mood, low muscle mass, and poor recovery from workouts, low energy, sometimes even impaired sleep. But now you can see it starts to get a little circular because lousy sleep can be causing the problem. So if I were to sort of look at my patients who are indeed hypogonadal and then who respond favorably to testosterone, I would say the most common things that we see are going to be low sex drive, low recovery from exercise, and just overall low affect, low mood. But, look, there are lots of other things that can result in a low mood.